Welcome back to Streamline Entertainment. It's Marvin speaking. We're just going to go through some of the messages from the Streamline family community. Thank you very much for your input, and I do try to get back to as many messages, but we've got thousands of followers now, and I really appreciate the people that actually tune in to watch. And we have some fabulous members. Richard, how are you doing? Ayub's podcast has had months to be planned out to fit Ayub nicely. Totally agree. And obviously the central podcast guy knows him from before the prison days. So I do agree. I think the public should be asking the questions to Ayub. Yeah, it may be a bit uncomfortable for him, but I think we'd get a lot more from it to see whether he was telling the truth or whether he was lying. David Hill, 8738. I believe Dan O'Keefe is right after all. He was tortured. I do think there's some, I've always said I do think there's some truth in it, because he's not the only one, the only one that have actually said that. I've had private messages as well, explaining that they believe that Jay was tortured as well, and this was before Dan O'Keefe, but I had no proof to actually put that out there, and it's sad really at the end of the day, but like I said, hopefully we'll get justice for Jay. Thank you, David. Donna, how you doing? 4784. I believe Jay may have been tabbed someone when Lucy was shouting on the beach. Later he paid for it. Yeah, I agree. I do believe, Donna, that the beach was a massive thing in this story of Jay going missing as well. And I believe the beach did happen. Tales of Life believes it as well. 1111 True Crime and many more. Serendipity, how you doing? Serendipity. Some good points, Marvin. Those marks on Brad's face kind of make sense. Yeah, I totally agree. This was the video Possible Fight Club. My reactions to 1111 True Crime, something we have to take seriously. I think that could be true. Linda Coyle, thank you. There is a TikTok guy seems to know an awful lot. Albeit, let me make a note of that. So I've got so many notes. I'm going through paper like this no tomorrow, but like I said, every little bit counts. So his name's Albert. TikToker. Yeah, I'll make a note of that. Thank you very much, Linda. I'm just going to write something to her. Take a look. Thank you. Appreciate that. And a streamline heart. Thank you. Wales SKTF says Brad being a boxer, possibly yes, especially as he has been taken to a boxing club when 12 or 13. Ayub's being a boxer. Norfolking chances. No Falking chance. Jay doubt it. Rockies is a boxer. Yes. Well, like I said, we're just going by. They're my thoughts. You don't have to agree with it. Kirsty, how you doing? I get why people think the body from Morocco is Jay, but the UK confirmed it was Jay as well after their own checks. Why would the UK lie? No, but like I said, there was two bodies, Kirsty. One was a 30-year-old man that was found around about the same time. I think he might have been homeless. And, I do think there is kind of a coincidence. There was a body 18 to 22. Some people say it looked like Jay the Hair did. We didn't get a great look, but some people said there were videos circle along that body being found. It well could have been Jay. And then they had to bring him back on the boat to actually dump him, which is really sad. Amanda, how you doing? I don't think anyone can say the body in Morocco is Jay by the shape of the body. If he was in the water, he would have been very bloated. That's true. That's true. I mean, it's strange that we didn't get the name of that person, and it's kept, under wrapped. And the funny thing about it, it was the same time Jay went missing. This is what makes me feel a bit skeptical about the whole situation, that it may have been him. There's no proof of that, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was. That's my point on that. English Princess, how you doing? Everyone blaming Brandon because he hasn't come forward, but why would he? Because he was there. He was Jay's best friend. You're basically saying if that was your best friend, wouldn't you come out and say something? For me, if he was looking after Jay, you say something. He hasn't said a dicky bird, and this young boy have died. So it's going to be a bit of a problem if Brandon was with him, and people are going to wonder why he hasn't said anything. It's just off key to me, and I think it's off key to a lot of people who make comments on this channel. Brandon is in his early 30s, I believe. I don't think he is. I said roughly between 20 and 21. I just think he's maybe a couple of years older than... Maybe I've got it wrong, but like I said, I always thought he was not maybe 20, a bit older than Jay, should I say. BS, how you doing? Haven't heard from you for a while. Thank you for your support. See the person behind all of them. Is he videoing it? It's possibilities. A lot of people have their camera phones on. This is why it makes me think, why haven't we had a timeline? There's so much cover up in this case. It's absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, BS goes, yes, Tom H and about 15 of his friends, that how Jay ran away. Yeah, he saw them all there, and he must have realised, this is a little bit of a setup. Martin, how you doing? Thank you for your support. Martin X7K. Is it Brandon's family who have the Voodoo Lounge in Accrington? I was actually told that by a few people, so I guess it must be true. Gary Mack, Zombie, thinks so. He's got a brother called Dylan in another comment section. Yeah, I've heard that too. Joanne, how you doing? Thank you for all support. 89291, a full member. Appreciate you. Joanne says, don't trust any of the Marvin. I don't either, because like I said, I think if they've got half the chance, they'll spin you a lie. Alison, how you doing? Unless Ayub proves his innocence, then I'm sorry, but I'm very suspicious. He went to Ireland according to Dan O'Keefe, and that's where Brad's relations are originated from. Irish travellers had to settle due to lack of available land. Unfortunately, the majority do not recognise the law, and hence the bare knuckle fightings. This case has so many avenues that nobody can pinpoint what happened with Jay Slater. It's so blooming sad, as a young man lost his life too soon. Very, very true. That's a great point. It really is. Thank you, Alison, for your good support there. Going to move on. Ali Jade, 90X. My best friend has a son. He's only a teenager. His name is Abby, or AB, but keeps calling me Ayub by mistake. Talk about my blog moments. Hey, you just want the case sorted. Don't worry about it, Ali, at the end of the day, because like I said, there's so much going on, and obviously Ayub got this podcast coming up. And so everyone's really concentrating on him to see whether, he's going to say something which may catch him out. Who knows? Kate, how you doing? Thank you for support. Thank you for the shout out. I've been on your channel since the start, and big up to keeping it real and sticking to what you believe and not getting sidetracked by spanners in the works or in he works. Thank you, Kate. Really appreciate you. That's Kate. BS again, MWT is a bullshitty, because there was no watch that Bull J was lured to be murdered beef with Tom H. How sad that he was not there. So how is Jay look right at Tom when Jay's trying to get up? Jay looks right at Tom, and Jay's face says it all, as Jay now knows that Tom's pals are all around him. Brandon's looking and seeing what's happening. Yeah, it was weird. Best friend, Lord, Bate, Lucy, Brad, Brandon for Tom and his monster. Good stuff. Yeah, some good points there. I agree that Brandon, Brad, Lucy knew what was going to go on, and they all made sure that they had alibis. Colette, 1968, how you doing? Ask Ayub why he would hire and stay at the Airbnb with no hot water when he had another place to stay. Good point. That's a brilliant point. That is brilliant. Colette goes on to say, hi Marvin, good work. Keeping it continuous for Jay. Yeah, we got to keep fighting. I think we're getting a lot more information coming through. Me and Ali's got some more information coming tonight, which is massive, so look out for that. Chopsy Mish, thank you for supporting the channel. Really appreciate you. I'm not expecting anything other than BS from Ayub. I really want to watch it, but I know it's going to make me so damn angry. I will be swearing at the screen and all sorts. I'm really intrigued to see what this video is that he has to show. I'm going to be scrutinizing every little thing. We got to listen to Ayub's voice tones. It gives him away when he is lying. He's a rubbish liar, so best get prepared for his biased interview. Thank you, Marvin. Well, look, he's a career criminal, and we've got to listen to it just to see whether there are any points. All I'm really looking to it is to see what video he has on Jay, at least speaking. Would we be able to someone recognize Jay's voice in the back of the car, or what condition he was in? We'll have to wait and see, but I'm not expecting a lot out of it at the end of the day. And like I said, Central Podcast knows a lot of people are going to tune into it. He's just got a job to do. I respect that, and like I said, he said that he does know everything about the case, and fair play to him at the end of the day. At least, like I said, there is something coming out, but I'm not expecting too much. Chopsy Mish again. Wow, this is insane. The place must be full of unmarked graves. I don't believe there is a serial killer on the loose, though. I don't. Maybe there was before, but not now. The place is full of crime and corruption, and that unfortunately goes hand in hand with people being murdered. I think the place is even worse than we have imagined. I'd be surprised when there is no accountability, so therefore no deterrent either. Great points, Mish. This place is seriously messed up. I feel so sad for the families of these missing people. What they must go through is unimaginable. Thank you for sharing this. It is a real eye-opener and more reminder of what goes on in Tenerife. I call it Tenerife. Thank you, Mish. Appreciate you. Kathleen Lane, thank you for your support. So why didn't Ayub just take him to his apartment? Good point. Well, apparently he's got his own home. He hires apartments and 5-star hotels. So why would he go to the Airbnb? Probably he didn't want to be seen taking Jay to this apartment. Too many questions? And would we have a timeline? Gail Clark, 6893. Brandon, Lucy and Brad must wake up every single morning, and their first thoughts must absolutely be what happened to Jay Slater. If I was in their shoes now I would want to unburden myself. How can they continue living their lives, settling down, having children, knowing this awful secret? Correct. That's a brilliant point, Gail. A brilliant point. And one day they're going to have kids as well. I know Brandon's got a kid, and you know, how can you look at that kid and knowing what happened to your friend, or you had some dealings with, you know, what happened to your friend? That's all Brandon seems to do. He was watching Jay like a hawk in the NRG festival, and since then he's still standing back doing nothing and watching. I've seen him hanging around TikTok with different names. He does sometimes comment, but he's unbiased, I've noticed, so as to not raise suspicion. Squiggles, very well said. 5639. I know that, and I notice I have commented on your comment. And like I said, I do notice that sometimes he does come into my basically chat and looks to see what I'm doing, and many of the content creators. And I've said, come, we'll have, we can talk about things, we can have a podcast, I can get you on the show, and we can talk. And all I want from you is to give me a timeline, and then we'll stop talking about the case and get justice for Jay Slater. That's what we want. Once we've got that, and we know what's what, and then we can stop talking about it and knowing that basically justice is served and we know the whole truth. Vanessa Sedgwick, I wonder if this is going to be pay-per-view. The Central Podcast. This is crazy. Pay-per-view. Oh my God. I don't think it will be at the end of the day. I don't think it will, but they want as many people tuning in as absolutely possible. I did see Marianne in here somewhere. Mariana, but I'm not too sure where that's gone now, but maybe down. Adele, how you doing? I still don't understand why Brandon hasn't said anything anywhere about Jay, his supposed to be best friend. This is what I was saying to that girl. She's basically saying Brandon's not talking, but this is your friend. At least say R.I.P. or something, and it was nothing to do with me, or I'm sad about Jay. But all we got is from his mum is that he's talking to the police, and we haven't heard anything since. Something to say how truly upset he this is my point, upset he is and how much Jay will be missed. But no, there's nothing at all. It just doesn't make sense to me. Adele, I'm totally with you on that. It's off key. Melly, how you doing? There may be a video, but there is nothing to say the video was taken on the day without showing us the metadata, and there is also nothing to say things didn't go south when that second car arrived. Good, because we believe that second car picked up Jay and there was a swap over there, a handover there where we believe Ayub handed Jay over to someone. What state he was in that time, we don't know, but I think the truth will come out. DeWolf says, I'm still laughing my head off that anyone puts Ayub and sophisticated in the same sentence. Haha, in it, bro. Oh my God. I just don't know what to expect, people. I really don't know what to expect. Let me write this down because, there's so much going on Sunday, I might forget. So, Central Podcast Live. Mandy goes on to say, I don't think Ayub would expect people looking so far into the past if they were in prison together. I don't know yet. Then it was Ayub that gives him the 10 questions to ask. Interesting. Mandy, Kate Gaunt replying to Mandy Watkins. Yeah, defo the guy said he knows him from jail as he's an ex-rug user. Interesting. It's bizarre. This case is so bizarre. So we got actually people involved, or Ayub involved, in basically was the last person to see Jay, and yet he doesn't know really what happened to him, that he left alive, and after that he left the Airbnb alive and don't know what happened after that. I don't believe that, and I think many other people on these platforms don't believe it either, and this is why we're still fighting for justice for Jay. Kerry says seems to strike when people are on their own and have just arrived or is about to leave. A taxi driver, I think, is definitely a serial killer at work. Who would notice? Narco gangs have stepped up. So, excuse me. I still don't understand. Brandon hasn't said anything about Jay. It's supposed to be. Oh, sorry, I've read that one. Sorry, it came back down. L Grant 356. You can see Flynn and Sonny Wilson fight too if you search their names in boxing. Sonny is the one pictured talking to Ayub at Tramp's Bar with the scar on the back of his head. Interesting. Good point. Thank you, L. Grant. 356. Appreciate all your messages as well, and you come up with some good stuff as well. Kerry S7N seems strike when people are on their own and have just arrived. Oh, sorry, this is the one I've missed. A taxi driver. I think there's definitely a serial killer at work who would notice. Narco gangs have stepped up their deaths after the last few years. Very sad. Good points there, and thank you, Kerry. Appreciate you. Bobo, how you doing? Hey, Marvin. He's learned a lot of good stead. His brother, that's why he's quiet, to protect him. Big player. People looking at Dylan Hodgson, been at it for years. His business, pubs, properties, he's made it. Poor Brandon. Thank you. And that was Bobo. Some great points there. Sarah, how you doing? And 7517, maybe the morgue. Mama D mentions it used more often than people know, and they have access to a morgue, then I'm sure they would have access to a creme. I wonder if any blackmail was used in any of these cases, like Michael Freeson case and the X Factor guy. They were both blackmailed. Very, very strange. There's some weird stuff going on, you know, especially when you really look into these cases. Vic Lou, how are you doing? Haven't heard from you for a while. Hope everything's fine with you. At last, not one serial killer, I'm sure. What's the collective now for serial killers? A cartel of killers, maybe. A slaughter of serial killers. Gruesome. Yeah, I agree. That is some kind of cartel operation. Thank you very much, Vic Lou. Trisha, how you doing? The host of the interview has already stated that Ayub will only be answering 10 pre-hand-picked questions over a 2.5-hour interview. So clearly, it will just be support of Ayub's previous narrative and will learn nothing new. Yeah, totally. And why is it 2.5 hours long? If, like I said, if these are, it's just crazy. I think it's the public that need to ask the questions and put this guy on the spot. Let me just have a quick drink. Move on to Rachel Burrow, 8160. Thank you for all your support, Rachel. You leave some great messages on my channel. Thank you. It is very disturbing, and of course, not the only place that these things occur, but Tenerife and the Canary Islands have pretty high body count, an alarming amount of nefarious activities all around. Gangs, as we all know, are the main problem. Robbers and thieves are rife and out to catch the take advantage of anyone, especially if alcohol has been abused. Drugs trafficking, human and otherwise, it seems there is an endless supply of villainous individuals and organisations dwelling there and seemingly running the show. Anyone can fall victim, but your chances increase dramatically if you are already associated and frequent that particular world. Personally, I don't think a lone serial killer is at work in Tenerife. I agree about opportunists who simply take the chances and believe their incidents are mostly gang related. RIP to all those souls. Thank you. That is brilliant, Rachel. Great breakdown. I totally think the same as well. John, how you doing? It's like I done the dude a favour. Them type of people don't do anything for nothing. By the way, I done him a favour. What a crock of yeah. Well, look, the worrying thing I had is that they knew each other, so everything's been handpicked. And like I said, no one's gonna say something they're not supposed to say. It's just not going to happen because it's going to be seriously edited. Even if something did come out that we would basically sort of look into a little bit more. But all we can do is just basically wait and to see what he says, whether he's honest with it or whether he's not honest with it. But we know that he hasn't been honest into what happened to Jay Slater. I'm not saying he'd done anything to Jay Slater, but he certainly knows what happened to him. Why didn't Ayub invite Jay back to his actual apartment where he was staying then? This is just more lies and game playing. And who speaks Arabic if that was what the neighbours heard? Yeah, Pinky Pup, good question. That's a very, very good question. So if anyone's got any answers for this is interesting. Because going to read that again. Why didn't Ayub invite Jay back to his actual apartment where he was staying then? And hasn't he got an apartment which he bought over there someone was staying? But it's strange that he stays in a lot of hotels even though he's got his own apartment, or he doesn't want to hop that up, or people know where he actually is or bought that apartment. This is just more lies and game playing. And who speaks Arabic if that was the neighbours heard? If that's what the neighbours heard. Interesting. That's very, very, very interesting. Serendipity, very interesting, chilling, and very sad for those missing young men. Thank you for that. Thank you for your support. Sean, how you doing? MWH, we can't all wrong, can we? We all can be wrong here. Something like that. That there is some massive cover-up. It's all the sixth sense when you're dealing with liars. Totally, I agree. Samuel, how you doing? All gangsters are serial killers, no heroes of community like some imply, but destroyers of lies, bottom feeders. That is brilliant. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Judith, how you doing? Long-time supporter of my channel. Thank you. I wonder when that hospital in Palma opened. In La Palma opened. Good question. Pauline Jury, how you doing? Thank you for your support. Psychic medium Roberto did a video on Jay, and that hospital was mentioned in organ transplants. Very, very odd, because like I said, organ transplant was mentioned a few times. People running stuff on a boat in cool boxes. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Really does. Very strange. Joy Wing, how you doing? Who were Chris and Luggy trying to convince themselves everything they said was over dramatized? Yeah, it was, and they were like forcing people to believe them, and it was too much over the top that people started getting suspicious of them because they were coming out and making videos and trying to glorify what they'd done. It was just too much. That it just falsified things for me. Deborah Wright, it's funny how nobody sees Jay's body being recovered, being they said they had to use helicopters. Very, very true. Deborah, thank you very much for your support. BS says, yes, 100% agrees. Anita Powell, how you doing? I don't think you've been with me very long, but thank you for your support. I have the screenshots from when Jay first went missing, as he had feeling about Brandon or Hodgie, or missed call, and every time I clicked on, and of those three, they all took me to Royston Cropper, but some of Brandon's post a year or two before Jay went missing were vile and not right. Luckily, I did screenshot them, as after Jay was found, Brandon then set his Facebook private and changed names. Yes, he did. He just don't want anyone to find the truth. I have emailed you, so to email me, Anita Powell, because I would like to see them. That's interesting. But like I said, Brandon's just to blame for not saying anything, where he had many chances over the last few months to say something. Not a dicky bird, and he's just hoping that this all passes away. Yeah, thank you, Anita, for that. Sally Titanic, how you doing? What are his alias names? Curious to know if it's someone I've engaged with. Well, he uses names like Royston Cropper, and jumbles those names up. You just know it's him at the end of the day. But it's, like I said, he's looking in and not saying anything. And he's just as guilty because he knows something. Sure, how you doing? 3080. Maybe this is why Jay wasn't sure about going. Maybe he didn't know whether Brandon was going to be okay with him or not. And I think while Jay was out there, he started to feel things weren't right, technically, that he was being set up. Ali Harris, my good friend, having seen all the story unfold, this scenario is more in the realms of fantasy of living in cuckoo land. Think about it. The time Jay, where he has been, what he was been doing, and that will then give you the answer. Jay was never there. Thank you, Ali Harris. Appreciate you. And obviously we're doing we've got a video coming out tonight. Amanda Morgan, I think Chris was on the ground and Luggy was on the drone, and this is what was said. But I wonder why he wasn't and looking for Jay as well. He could have still used the drones. My thoughts are, I wonder if Luggy got a limp as of by the bin footage. Maybe interesting stuff. Maybe, like I said, Chris and Luggy know a lot more than what we're letting on. Than what they're letting on, should I say. Prime Candy, how you doing? It's not going to be long before someone either cracks or slips up. I can feel it. Piece by piece, strand by strand, we will collectively pull this warped, deceitful narrative apart. We're coming for justice for Jay. War words, I like that. Thank you very much. So much bigger, says Claire74. Thank you for your support. Gail Clark 6893. This doesn't involve a fight club at all. Back to the original narrative: Ruggs, revenge, and money. Yeah, I did say that. I think the main, like I said, we're that Brad Dad's does, like I said, fight clubs and that. It may be true. But like I said, I think the main scope of this is Ruggs. But it's just nice to know the full story. That is why 1111 True Crime put it up, and I'd basically talked about it because I think it's insightful just to know. The more we know, the better, I think. Tangerine Warcry, everyone will jump on this, even though it's well known that it's all a lie. Content creators are being fed all this info by the same guys you're trying to nail. Yeah, good points, but like I said, someone will crack, like in the last message. We just keep fighting. That's all we can do, fighting for justice for Jay. Sarah, how you doing? 7219, maybe they had a brawl with people from his estate over there. If that happens outside, or grab Jay. Brad was not Jay's mate. Use are going way off the mark. Fight Club. That sounds ridiculous. Making this out to be some highly intelligent plan. Sorry, with over 30 people involved, and all keep their mouths shut. There's no way it happened like anything like Fight Club. Planned beach video, boats, knives. Mayor Ruggs fight from home. Now it's come down to boxing. Too many variables. Moving to one thing to another. Everyone's forgot Brandon. Brandon no boxer in the video he's in. Yeah, totally. I agree. The only thing he did have was the stance. I'm joking, people. Come on, at the end of the day, you got to have sometimes a little laugh. Not obviously on the case, but sometimes what people say. It is dramatised a little bit, yeah, but I did have to comment on it because I thought it was quite interesting. And it wouldn't surprise me if like I said, I think the Fight Club has got nothing to do with, hardly anything to do with the case, I think. But it is possibly that scraps were happening between them and fallouts. Sure, 3080, that's why dogs didn't track him from the top and cause he got there either from the bottom or through a tunnel. Interesting. That's a very, very good point. Thank you. Sure goes on to say he was unconscious or deceased in the doorstep picture. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Kitty, how you doing? Hiya, I've just looked up on Google. Can drones carry people? and if they can. So I believe that's how his body was dropped, where it was found. Trudy says very dramatic. Pony Girl, how you doing? Thank you for your support to the channel. The way this case is going, I wouldn't be surprised. Yep, totally agree. So much going on in there. Noble showed some jet ski footage on her channel some weeks ago. Interesting. Thank you very much. Right, I think that's it. I think, people. Let's just do one from we haven't heard for before. Susan Murphy, evidence is not for the public to see. Where would the justice J then be? Messed up like getting justice. It's not hard enough without messing up any evidence that should then turn out unmistakable in a court of law. Totally. That's a very, very good point. Let me just do one from Pad Sprat 007 because she comes up with some really, really good messages. And thank you again for your support, Hart. Stephen there as well. Thank you for your support. And also John. Young lady in Northeast, ruggy boyfriend. He hid cash and products in his home. She owned the home as grandparents had left to her police raid. She was charged, media and solicitors both on record stating she had no previous convictions, no evidence. She had knowledge of crimes or had benefited, etc. She got charged equally to rug dealers as she owned the home and it was deemed the rug hub. So many risks from vulnerable young people, even if they aren't criminally involved, can still suffer by mixing with bad associations. Despite no evidence against her, no previous, she was put in a category A prison for 5 year sentence. She had tried to break up with many times due to her violent and criminal activities. It counted for nothing in court. Genuinely naive, lovely girl who didn't deserve any of it. These people prey on vulnerability. Very, very true. That's some great points. Stephen Goddard, how are you? Not always young people. Unfortunately, many people do these things sadly because of addiction. That's a good point. John X3H5N, how you doing? Not only that, someone was lurking by the post and the notice boards on the beach. This is an interesting one. English Princess 30. I think she's playing a dangerous game for clout. I think they're on about that TikToker Luke Cray, but who wants to pretend to be a part of the world she's obviously not. It's mental illness. Then go to social media and talk. You're getting inside info and naming real life gangsters. Yeah, it's good. That's a good point. That is a bit dangerous, but that's a very, very good point. Look, I think Luke was coming up with some good things earlier on. I'm not going to run down other creators. I don't do that. But what I would say, you'd have to be careful what you're putting out there, especially with the case nearing its end. Don't forget to subscribe to Streamline Entertainment. And once again, thank you for your full support. Appreciate you all. And see you later on this evening.